Israel and Iran are now on the fifth day of fierce fighting, with airstrikes and missile attacks exchanged across key military and civilian targets in both countries. Israel began the conflict with a wide-ranging air campaign, striking Iranian nuclear facilities, missile bases, and command centers in Tehran, Natanz, and other strategic locations. In response, Iran launched its largest-ever missile and drone barrage, targeting major Israeli cities including Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Beersheba, causing civilian casualties and infrastructure damage. The Israeli military claims it has neutralized much of Iran's aerial defense and crippled several missile sites, while maintaining air superiority throughout the operation. Iranian leaders declared this retaliation a matter of national survival, vowing more strikes if Israel continues targeting strategic facilities on Iranian soil. Reports indicate thousands of civilians in Tehran are evacuating or seeking shelter as air raid sirens continue and explosions light up the skies at night. Military experts believe the strikes mark the most serious escalation between the two nations in decades, raising fears of a broader regional war. The Israeli Prime Minister announced the military will not stop until Iran's nuclear weapons capabilities are permanently disabled and long-range missile systems are dismantled. Iran's supreme leader responded by calling for resistance across the Muslim world, urging allies to unite against what he described as Israeli and Western aggression. Arab states, including Qatar and Oman, have urged both sides to de-escalate, warning that continued fighting may engulf neighboring countries in the growing conflict. U.S. officials confirmed they are monitoring the situation closely, deploying additional assets to safeguard American troops and allies in the region. American forces in Iraq, Jordan, and the Gulf have moved to high alert, preparing for potential attacks from Iranian-backed militias. Oil prices have surged globally as markets fear the war may disrupt energy supplies flowing from the Persian Gulf and increase economic uncertainty. Israeli forces reportedly targeted a media and communications facility in central Tehran, claiming it was used for military coordination and drone control. Iran claims many of the Israeli strikes have hit civilian infrastructure, including schools and hospitals, and is calling for international condemnation of Israeli actions. Satellite images show heavy damage to Iranian airbases and missile storage depots, though underground facilities like Fordow remain largely operational. Iran's allies in Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon are reportedly preparing for possible mobilization, as military observers warn the conflict could spread rapidly. The Israeli military is also preparing for prolonged engagement, stockpiling weapons and calling up thousands of reservists to defend the home front. Diplomatic efforts are ongoing, but both governments show little sign of compromise as public support for military action remains high in both countries. The next days may determine whether the fighting will spiral into full-scale regional war or give way to a ceasefire under mounting global pressure.